Yeah, I mean, I'm really frustrated. Like I said, I came into camp feeling really good. Felt like my elbow and shoulder were in a good spot, and then to hear a stress reaction in the bone was definitely something I was not expecting. So level of frustration is really high right now.
What is your understanding of how this even happened?
That's something that I've been trying to figure out, and whether it's because I felt like I put myself in a good spot this off season to be ready to make 30 plus starts. I don't know. I'd be guessing if I said exactly what happened. I tossed around short ramp up, not pitching competitively in 10 months, if you really look at it that way. But, that would be a guess if I said exactly what happened.
Do you think it's a sudden thing, or did you just kind of feel it coming on over a few days? Or?
Like I said, I felt good. I threw my bullpen, I felt good, and then I went to play catch and, felt a little something in my shoulder. And honestly, I was expecting to hear, take a couple days off and you'll be ready to go. But, talking to the doctors about it and it being bone, they said, as far as that, once it heals, it's healed, and then you're ready to go. Where, asking them how my shoulder looked overall, and they said it looks the same from previous MRIs and that part looks good. I guess that's the only plus that came out of this.
If I remember correctly, I think at one point last year you had something like that, didn't you, with the back of the shoulder?
Yeah, which, that's part of throwing. You get sore there, and that's what I thought, playing catch. And then, came in, did a couple tests, and I was like, this may be a little bit more than just soreness. And, definitely was not expecting to hear that.
So often the last couple of years you felt a little something, they look at it, and they tell you, yes, do just take a couple days off, or in some cases a couple weeks off. How surprised were you when they told you, actually, it's this, and it's going to be weeks at least?
Yeah, like I said, when I was told that, I was really caught off guard and really frustrated. But, like I said, I guess if I'm going to try to look at it from a positive standpoint, is that structurally everything looks fine. So once the bone heals, then we'll be ready to go, build up from there, and hopefully stay healthy for the rest of the year.
In your mind, is this something probably takes you to late May?
Yeah, I haven't really got the chance to talk to him. We got the MRI. Yesterday was off, and they've been busy in there today. So sit down and talk to him at some point today and see kind of what the game plan is. But I think we got to wait for the next image to make sure the bone's healed.
When you look at the whole over the past couple of years, obviously you haven't been out there as much as you wanted to, and you call this injury frustrating, but take a step back and look at it, how frustrating this is, kind of the big picture.
Yeah, like I said, I felt like I put myself in a good position, strength-wise this offseason, and I think what's the most frustrating part is how good I felt throwing this spring, and then for this to kind of pop up felt like out of nowhere.
Do you feel like there's strengthening things you need to do in the shoulder to going forward, or do you feel like you're kind of where you need to be with that, and it's just kind of more of a freak thing?
I think this is more of like a one-off thing, talking to the doctors about it. This isn't very common, and it's kind of like I would say like a one-off kind of injury.
How much do you think about your longer-term health and being able to stay healthy over the course of not just this season, but many?
I think once this gets behind me, I should be good to go. Like I said, body-wise, everything felt great, and then this popped up. So, I think once we get this behind us, and I'll be good to go.
Earlier this spring, you said pretty definitively that you're going to opt out of your contract. Do you still feel that way?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.